Hey guys, what's going on? It's Colin here again. Today I'm doing a video on this David Bradley little genset I just picked up. It's from 1960, or at least the engine is. And today I'm going to be doing a different kind of video than I normally do. I think I'm going to do like a long time-lapse or montage of me fixing this thing rather than showing you every single step like I normally do. So let's dive right in. Before I start, should go over some of the information here. This is a David Bradley generator. I just picked it up off Facebook Marketplace for 20 bucks. The guy said tank is dry and that the engine spins free, and I don't think either of those are true because the engine's locked up and the cap is so tight on the gas tank that I don't know how he checked it. But in terms of the generator itself, it's a David Bradley serial number. I think that's a 387864 something or another. I'll put a better picture in. Model 275.31590. Cat number 3159. In terms of actual power output, it's a 1500 watt unit at 115 volts, 3600 RPM. So right off the bat, I can tell you that somebody's modified this thing a little bit because it has these twist locks, these really ancient two-prong twist locks. But somebody's put tape over them at one point and installed one 120 volt twist lock, just like looks like that. On this maybe 6-foot cord. So somebody was using this thing at some point, but it doesn't look like it's been used for a while. It looks like it's been left outside. It's all rusty and stuff. But anyways, I figured let's start the montage now and start diving into this thing. Wow. Man, look at that build up. That is some seriously thick carbon buildup there. Let's see. And look, we have a stuck valve too. Cool. Sorry for the shadow, I'm working outside here. Look at all this stuff under the head here and on the piston. It's like a... That's gotta be at least an eighth, not an eighth inch, but still like a... That's like a 32nd inch there. I mean, wow. Looks like we have some scraping to do. And rock solid exhaust valve there. That's nice and stuck. Let's see if we can't save this head gasket. There we go. Man, I think this is the dirtiest head and cylinder I've ever seen. At least, sorry for my shadow here. Just a tiny bit of scoring. Nothing too bad. Yeah, and none of it's too bad, so let's continue on. So, I'm having quite a bit of difficulty getting this stupid intake valve out. There's actually a big score in the valve down here, like a deep score, that's preventing me from getting it out because there's a little lip. I have no idea how that would have happened. I'm going to grab a file and I'm going to file down that little ridge on the intake valve and then hopefully we can pop it out. Hopefully you can see what I mean about all the crap down in there. It's no wonder these got stuck and were gooey and stuff. Just look at that, that's crazy. Alright, let's continue. These points were just as dirty as everything else on this engine, so I'm glad I didn't even try to check for spark. So I'm going to go ahead and clean them and then re-gap them. And then also there's this interesting thing here. It's a little stud that mounted over here. Must have been for some sort of like remote kill switch, because that goes right back to the points. Interesting. unfortunately, our coil here is bad. So I'm going to have to source another one of those. I know a guy that has a couple, but he's already sent me a couple, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it cheap or not. But anyways, I guess for now, we'll just run it with a battery and a separate coil, like an automotive coil. But anyways, let's continue on with cleaning this thing up. So guys, as you can probably tell, it's starting to get dark now. I've been working at this engine for a couple hours now, and I'd say I made a lot of progress. We found out that the exhaust valve was stuck, got that going again, lapped in both valves, took the head off, cleaned everything up, checked the coil. Unfortunately, the coil's bad. I know somebody who has a couple. He's already sent me two for a different engine. One of them ended up being bad that he sent me. I'm just hoping I can squeeze another one out of him, because these coils aren't easy to find. There's no reproductions that I know of. Any ones that I've seen on eBay have been crazy expensive, so hopefully that's not too hard to do. So once we get a new coil, we can recap the points, adjust everything, and dive into the carburetor. But that's it for right now, and I'll be back in a minute, which will be several days for me. Alright, let's take this carburetor apart so we can get it soaking in chem dip. I think somebody's been inside this carburetor recently. There's no way it was this clean when the rest of the engine was as dirty and disgusting as it was. I mean, look at the inside of that bowl there. There's like nothing in there. There's only a tiny bit of crap at the bottom. And I mean, this all looks like brand new. And also, I should point out, this idle screw was out or in all the way, and I haven't confirmed it yet, but I'm pretty sure they broke off this needle inside the adjustment here, which is not a good thing, but I might get lucky in the fact that generators don't usually idle that much. But I think that after the coil went bad, somebody at least tried to fix this thing and get it running again. They thought it was the carburetor, so they pulled this whole thing apart and like redid everything. Obviously not knowing that it wasn't the carburetor, it was the coil. But I got to take a look in this little hole and see if they actually broke that off or not. Alright, false alarm, false alarm. There's nothing broken off in there. I think this needle just broke at some point. Phew! That was going to be pretty sucky to repair. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and throw some of this stuff in the chem dip anyways, for about an hour, and then we can reassemble this thing. Alright, so I'm going to attempt to change the oil here, hopefully without spilling it everywhere. That's assuming there's any in there. I haven't even checked. Yeah, but with the way that oil plug is in there, I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I have something of a hammer here. It's a hatchet, but it might work. I think I'm just rounding it off. I hope I can undo this, because otherwise there might not be an oil change on this.
A few moments later.
Oh, that worked! Wasn't expecting that to work. Cool. Wow, that thing was really stuck in there. Here goes nothing. Ooh. That's pretty gross. That is some very, very dark oil. Wow. Yeah, I think calling that oil at this point might be a bit of an overstatement. That is pretty old. I mean, it's not terribly, like, goopy, but it's pretty dark. Huh. Alright, I'm gonna tip the rest of this out of here and I'll be back in a minute. Man, I think if I power wash this thing a little bit, it might clean up pretty nice. Because where that oil spilled and I was cleaning here, there's still quite a lot of red. So, this might be the engine I have with the most paint left on it. Alright, I'm gonna pour more oil in and we're gonna continue on. God damn it. Alright, so I don't know where my camera died there, but I got the gas line and gas valve all working and stuff. The inside of the tank is spotless. I'm shocked. It's like the cleanest part of this whole thing. Got some oil in it. I put a wire into the point so we can run this thing with a separate car coil for the time being. Got the carburetor cleaned and put back on. So it is pretty much ready to run, but before we do that, I want to just look into the generator end and electrical side of things quickly. Make sure everything's sound in there, and then we'll give it its first run. So this is kind of interesting. Here are the original two sockets. You can clearly see where somebody unscrewed those two leads, and then there's a light bulb in here for some reason. Not quite sure what the purpose of that is, but on the top of the generator here we have this wire, and we have these two, and then this third wire, which I'm not entirely sure what it is, but somebody went through a decent amount of trouble to take that all off. They've got the neutral and ground together here. So I'm going to see if I can pop this dome off the back here, and we'll take a look at the generator itself. So I don't know how well you can see it there, but this generator is a slip ring generator. It also has a commutator, which I understand is relatively common. Doesn't look too dirty in there, so that's good. Definitely some wear on that stuff though. But otherwise it really doesn't look too bad. So that's good. There's some sort of like capacitor or something there. And on the bottom. Or maybe they're diodes actually. Or I don't really know. I'm not a generator expert. I know a decent amount about electricity, but I'm not a generator expert. So there's a couple of these round components on the top and bottom. I think they're diodes, but I'm not sure. So, actually, where's this black wire go? That goes to the back of this round thing. Whatever it is. I'm going to leave this wiring the way it is. I don't really know where this would have gone originally, but if I get 120 volts out of these, or 115, whatever it's rated for, I'll be happy. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this back together, and we can give this thing its first fire up. Alright, I think we're ready for our first test run here. I've got this wired up with a car ignition coil and an ancient General Electric battery charger. Okay, forget it. I can't find the earmuffs. So, hopefully this isn't too loud. Hopefully this doesn't kick back either. Sometimes I've had it happen. Do that. I think we definitely flooded. Woo! Got something. Got a couple pops. Not quite 100%. Apparently finger tight wasn't really super tight on that jet, so I'm gonna see what I can do here. Alright, I got my respirator on now, so hopefully you can still understand me. It's just that this thing's got a lot of oil burning off of it, so don't really want to be breathing too much of it in. Let's go for another start here. Let's see how slow we can get at the pump. Wow, that was crazy low. Huh. Gotta love these old Briggs engines. They idle down really low. So, in the past when I've done this, I had a similar engine on a water pump, which you guys may or may not have seen in the Long Island Antique Power Association video. I was running that off a coil because it was the same situation, bad magneto, and it did the exact same thing. It ran really kind of crappy like this, where it wouldn't, it wouldn't rev up nice. It would kind of, break up and not work well. I spent months troubleshooting, only to find out when I put the regular mag back in it that it was just the coil. Just it doesn't work too well. So that's about as good as I think we're going to get it in terms of it running, but definitely not in terms of tuning it to the correct output. So I'm going to grab my multimeter and an outlet I think I'm going to wire up, and we'll see what we can get. Alright, let's do a little tuning. Got the hot lamp plugged in. I'm going to get wired up to an outlet. First of all, I guess we should see if anything's going to blow up. Alright, so it's fallen pretty hard on its face. It's only getting up to about 54 hertz, which is certainly not enough, but that's entirely because this carburetor, this coil being the way it is, it won't let the engine rev up. So if the engine did rev up, it would definitely get to the correct amount of power. So the generator end does seem to work though, so that's pretty good. Just need to get a proper coil set up for this thing, which may take a while. So guys, I'm going to call this one done for now, at least for this video. I'm going to have to source a new coil for this thing, and God only knows how long that's going to take. And I want to get this video out. So I'll publish an update video on this thing when I get it, and in that video we'll put the new coil on, adjust it, and redo the electrical side of things. But we now know that it runs and makes power, so I'm pretty happy. So anyways guys, I'm going to thank you all for watching. If you like this new style of video, please leave a comment or hit the like button. Let me know, because I'll gladly keep doing it. It takes a lot more time, but I had quite a lot of fun making it and editing it. So thank you guys for watching. If you like what you see, hit the little subscribe button and that like button. Let me know, and I'll keep doing it. And I'll see you in the next one.